All right, and in big news just coming in, the Jammu and Kashmir government has ordered temporary closure of 48 tourist destinations across the valley. This amid search operations which are underway in the valley in the wake of the terror attack in Pahalgam district that killed 26 people. Officials say that out of the total of 87 destinations where tourists are allowed to move freely, the destinations declared closed are either part of active anti-terror search operations or are located in rather vulnerable spots. So this is the big news that's just coming in. Jammu and Kashmir government, it has ordered temporary closures of 48 tourist destinations out of the 87 where tourists are allowed to usually move freely. 48 of them are going to be closed across the valley. This is the latest that we're getting right now. Now these are the tourist destinations which have been closed. These are either part of active anti-terror search operations or are located in vulnerable spots. For more on this, we are now being joined by WION special correspondent Idris Sloan on the phone line. Idris, thank you so much for joining us. 48 of perhaps the 87 where tourists were usually allowed to move freely have been closed. What more can you tell us here?
Well, it's a temporary order that government has decided to close at least 48 tourist destinations, which also includes some of them in the higher reaches, which are very close to either to the dense forest areas or are at an altitude. And that's one of the reasons security forces have been carrying on massive cordon and search operations in the higher reaches. And that's one of the reasons that government is saying that they've closed them temporarily for the tourists to venture. On the other side, we are also seeing a lot of other destinations, like in Srinagar, they've said Jama Masjid. There are a couple of restaurants they have named also, which the government has asked and advised people not to venture, especially the tourists to not to go into. And in Srinagar also, there are some resorts very close to the higher reaches in the Harwan and Dachigam area, which have also been listed among them, that those should be avoided as well. There are some eateries very close again to the higher reaches and fish farms, which have also been closed for the tourists at the moment. The government says it's temporary, it's not for too long, because at the moment search operations and cordons are going on at different places, so they don't want any inconvenience for the tourists, and that's one of the reasons they have closed these tourist places. Let me tell you that at least 90% of the tourist bookings have already been cancelled. The tour operators in Kashmir Valley had already made a statement that only 10% of the people are still coming or are in the valley at the moment, which means very less tourism, because this was also the peak season for Kashmir to get maximum number of tourists. We saw how Tulip Garden within 15 days had more than 6 lakh people visiting, and that is completely gone. It's totally opposite at this point of time. Deserted streets, no one in the gardens, but still some people coming. At least 10% of people here, and the advisory is for them who are here that not to venture in the places which have been listed by the government, that there are search operations, cordons going on in those areas, and they are volatile, they're vulnerable, and that's one of the reasons that they have been advised not to go into those places.
All right. Well, Idris, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on this. Of course, there'll be lots more to discuss as and when more developments come in. Thank you for joining us for now.